Alright, at this point our video has been encoded. This was that butterfly video that we left off downloading, or basically encoding in the last lesson. And here it is. It's done. This is what it'll look like when it's finished encoding. It's on a layer here. We want to make sure that we don't put a keyframe somewhere out here, but make sure all these frames are removed, and this is on its own frame for this to work. So at this point, we can back up and look at it on our stage like so. But we can go to Control and test our movie just as is. So let's try that. And there we go. And I think this red skin looks pretty cool. And we can pause. We can play. We can take this and move it back to any point in the Flash video. Hit play from there. Or do it on the fly without hitting pause. We can mute the sound. So those are the options that I was trying to demonstrate earlier with the skins that you're giving. You're giving the user what options you want to give them. You could choose to not let them rewind or do anything. So there's that. Now we can adjust certain parameters here. Now make sure that our movie, we're on that layer that our movie is encoded on, and we are clicked on the layer on the actual movie, because if we're clicked on the background, obviously we're going to see properties for the background. But we could choose a different background if we wanted to, some other color. But click on the movie. Now we have the properties of the movie. Now at this point we could change how big it is. We could reduce it by another hundreds, from 320 to 220, from 213 to 113. See how small that is? Now we can test it again, and look at how small it is on the stage. So, but I'm going to bring it back to its original size we had it encoded at, which I think was this. Yep. Alright. Now here's another section, parameters. Obviously we have the same parameters here, our XY coordinates and our width and height coordinates, or sizes. Now here's some other interesting options we can change. The alignment, top, left, bottom, right, top left, bottom left, anything you can think of, all sorts of alignments. I think center looks good. Autoplay. This is an interesting one that I think is crucial you know about, because as soon as the person loads the page, do you want it to autoplay, or do you want a person to have to hit play? So this is where you'd change that. Right now it's set up to autoplay. We have our skin mode, which we could preview here and actually make changes. Remember how we made these selections when we originally encoded it? Well, here's where we could actually make those changes afterwards. Our coloring and everything can be changed afterwards. Skin auto hide. This is also one that's used often, where as soon as it starts playing for a little while, it then fades off, so you don't see this while the movie's playing, which can be distracting at times. So here's where, right now it's not set to auto hide, but we could change it to auto hide. Skin background color, volume, we can change the volume here. A few other parameters. So there's something interesting to notice. Now, in addition to that, this is its own layer. So if we wanted something else to be on top of it, we wanted to add something that overlapped on top of this video, we could. I mean, I don't know what it would be, but a lot of times they'll have like a little monster crawling across the screen while it's playing or something, or a little fly you could do. But remember, that's what the advantage of this program is. With layers, you could put the video on top of a cool animation. Maybe you have an animation happening in the background, so we could switch it up so that this is over top of that, like so. See, now this is over top of the blue squares. So now we can test movie, and we see our animation in the background. Now we see that this control only shows up when you hover over it. So you see this a lot of time on DVD players and things, where you don't see it until you're hovering over it. But here, we could make some cool snake that travels around while the movie's playing. So maybe I'll try that. Let's give this a whirl. I'm going to delete that, and actually, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to create an oval. I'm going to make it red with a black outline, and I think I'll hold Shift down and make it about like so. Now I'll zoom in with our zoom tool here. Oops. There we go. And I think I'll use our brush tool to give it a couple eyes here. Maybe I'll make them white. And I'll make them a little bigger, so we'll go there. Oh, that's smoothing, I'm sorry. That's not the size of my brush. Alright. So, we'll go like that. Go like that. I'll grab our this and I'll make a, and then how are we going to make that into a smiley face? Do you know how? We're going to grab this and we're going to pull it down like that. Alright. And now I'm going to select the whole smiley face like so and move it up a little. And I am going to actually, I'm going to move it on top of the movie, so I just changed layers there. So I'm just for smiley, butterfly movie, or just butterfly. Alright, now on the smiley layer, I'm going to add a motion guide, something we've done before. And now while we're on the motion guide, I'm going to take my back this up to 25% so I can see it better. And I'm going to make it a little smaller and move this over here. I know I'm in white, but actually, yeah, let's undo. Let's make it a color we can see. Gray. Remember, this is just a motion guide. And I'm just going to make it go on this crazy path. Like so. And now I'm going to select Mr. Smiley, put him on the path, and oh, I didn't give it a end point, did I? Now I'll take Smiley, put him on the path, and let's see if we can get him to go. Add a motion tween in here. Ah, I didn't turn him into a... That's the problem. Alright, let me delete the motion tween. Didn't make him into a symbol. So let's turn him into a symbol. Movie clip. Oops. Actually, I'm going to back up a little bit here. Delete our keyframes. And now I'm going to turn him into a symbol. smiley man, F8, symbol, right, frame 30, like so, and our insert a keyframe there. Now make a motion tween and tell you what, I know what we'll do. Forget the motion guide for now. We are going to just move them straight across, because what I really wanted to illustrate was let me clear keyframe, was him going across the actual video. So in this case, he starts here, and I'm going to end him over here, like so. So now in between we have our motion tweens, so if we play it, he's going to be over there. And now let's test it. And we'll extend out our movie, see if this makes a difference. Yeah. And there you go. So I just wanted to illustrate the idea of creating an animation to go over top of video that you've embedded. So depending on how big you make the video compared to the stage, because remember you can change the stage dimensions, change the video dimensions before, as you're encoding it, or after. And if you are going to create another animation out here, after you're all done, you'll need to, in the end, put a keyframe out here to make sure the video lasts as long as the animation. But that's only if you're going to add other animation, other layers to the video you've encoded. Then you'll have to extend it out to wherever you brought the animation out to and insert a keyframe for the video. So have some fun with the video encoding and all your different options, as well as animating behind and on top of the video.